Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome back to another WCW Lives My Son the Traitor series episode. This is episode 9, and we're back. It's back from hiatus. It did say it was going to return, and at the moment I feel like it's a pretty good time to bring it back. Been playing Football Manager recently. I've had a really good series with a lower down German team. I won't, give spoilers if you guys haven't seen. I'll let you guys watch the whole thing. It's pretty long as well, long series. I think we're up to episode 83. That one might continue as well, depending on what people want with Berlin Dynamo. But anyway, we're back. It's been about 7 months, and we're actually going straight into booking Nitro because I want to try and get straight in. We're going to book it on the fly. Looking at storylines here again as well, guys. If you could drop a like on the video, it'd be much appreciated. If you want to see the series continue and we'll give it a red hot crack, please show me your support. Drop a like on the video. Drop a comment saying that you'd love for it to continue, and we'll try and get through some episodes here. So, Booker T, Kurt Hennig, I think they were our best or our highest rated draws in the company. So it definitely makes sense that for our next pay-per-view, Bash at the Beach, that they will be facing each other for the world title. United States, of course, we were trying to push Rob Van Dam up into the main event. Sort of like a bit of a rocket push, strapping the rocket to him and, shooting him up the card because he's very, very talented. Of course, Canyon's the current United States champion. We'll have to wait and see if we do decide to indeed take the title off him. Cruiserweights, I think it was Sanders and Shane Helms, if I remember correctly. You can see Shane defeating Elix Skipper recently as well. Tag team titles, I think I was doing a fatal four-way tag team match with Palumbo, O'Hare, Young Dragons, Anguish, and 3 Count. Of course, we're also trying to push Chavo Guerrero Jr., trying to push him up the card as well, into that sort of upper mid-card main event scene. We had Mike Awesome being a bit of a stalker with Billy Kidman, of course, chasing after Torrie Wilson. We had Lance Storm against DDP, which I think was more or less a bit of a soft run to see if either of these two guys should be the next number 1 contender for the world title. And then finally, a bit of an impromptu storyline, Buff's redemption. We're just trying to give Buff a few wins to bring him out of the sort of funk that he's in at the moment. Anyway, that's that. The roster, it's a pretty big roster. We did sort of pad it out a little bit. We've got people like PCO in there as well. And some of the younger guys like, obviously, Daniel Bryan as American Dragon. Who else do we bring in? We brought in Chaz and D'Lo, so they're going to be a tag team coming in. I think I'm going to get them to debut at the pay-per-view. Who else have we got? Kevin Steen came in. Of course, we had a little storyline with him potentially joining Team Canada, which I thought was a nice little storyline that we could go through. We had the wrong psychosis, which was pretty funny. That you guys pointed out in the comments section. Super crazy down there as well. And like I mentioned, Rob Van Dam as well, who I thought was a very good signing. Anyway, let's start booking. So I've put us into the Mid-South Coliseum. I'll show you the Mid-South Coliseum here. Just over the capacity that we're expected. Just under 9,000 expected attendance there. It's a hotbed. It's a Mid-South. It's very WCW. So yeah, let's book the show. And I think this is actually our go-home show. Monday of week 4, this is the go-home. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. Week 1, week 2, week 3, and we're up to week 4. Well, with that being said, what are we going to do for the main event? What did I do on the last show for the main event? That's probably something we should look at. And again, I have not booked a match on TEW for the last 7 months since the last episode, just after I got back from my holiday when I was a bit crook, a bit sick. Booker T. Hugh Morris defeated Curt Hennig and Buff Bagwell. And Buff wanted a rematch against Booker T, so that is going to be our main event. Booker T taking on Buff Bagwell. Non-title match. We'll give that one 16 minutes as well. Obviously, Booker's going to win. I think we can probably call it as well. Yeah, we can probably call it with Buff's 65. Just to put it in perspective, how good Booker T actually is. He's pretty good. And if you remember the ratings that we were getting, they were very, very high. Very high indeed. We might even do a bit of interference here because I think we'll need to have Booker be attacked by Curt. So we'll just chuck that in there. That's going to advance that storyline. We might have a distraction as well. Or at least have, you know what, let's have Hugh Morris at ringside. He's not going to actually get involved in the match because he's technically a babyface, but he'll be involved there. To finish off the show, we'll go Booker and Curt Hennig. They'll just have a little promo together. Very nice. We'll have that to end the show because that's pretty much guaranteed to get us an 85 or above. Before the match, we'll have... I think we'll just go Buff to Booker T and Hugh Morris. Because obviously Hugh Morris is going to be out there as well. So we'll give them a little bit of success on the storyline. Book that one. I'll chuck success on this one as well. Yep, that looks pretty good. Trying to think. As far as tag teams go, I would love to push Jindrak and Stasiak. I watched the Evolution documentary before, or at least parts of it, with Jindrak, you know, potentially being in that Batista role. Alright, let's do this. Let's do a couple of singles matches. We'll have Chuck Palumbo take on Jimmy Yang. We'll have 8 minutes on that match. Nothing too serious. Have that one be decisive. Chuck another little singles match in there as well. Who else are we going to use, though? Let's go, like, Super Crazy. Super Crazy against maybe Evan Courageous. And we'll give Super Crazy. Hopefully this one doesn't... Because I think they're both still technically jobbers on the card. Not jobbers, but sort of lower mid-carders. And you don't really want to put them... And Super Crazy is not too far off. Anyway, we'll give it a crack. We'll see what happens. As far as storylines, who else have we got? Could maybe go like Little Guido and Canyon teaming up. Trying to think of who would actually be a decent sort of opponent or tag team partner for Rob Van Dam. Who have we got? We've got Johnny the Bull. But then I suppose it would make more sense to have Chavo in this match as well. Just to sort of continue the the storylines here. We can go Billy Kidman. Let's do this instead. So Billy Kidman, and they'll take on Kanyon and Mike Awesome. So that'll blend those two together pretty nicely. We'll have Kanyon get the win. Billy's going to be the loser. I'm going to keep RVD strong. Have it be open, scripted, and tainted. And then I think, instead of having that be tainted, let's go with a distraction finish on Billy by Tori. Just to spice it up a little bit. And prior to that, we'll have a promo from RVD onto Kanyon as well. I like that. Then we're going to have just a little tune-up match for Chavo going into the pay-per-view. Jason Jett sounds fine. And he'll be facing Chavo. It's a little 6-minute match, little tune-up. Chavo sort of just showing off, being a typical heel Guerrero. Nice and decisive. And we'll also have Chavo cutting a promo on Johnny the Bull. Of course, their match was made official on the last show. We haven't used DDP yet. He's taken on Lance Storm. So I think I want to have... Let's do DDP versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Steen, sorry. Kevin Steen, Diamond Dallas Page. We'll give him a little bit of time. And we'll have Lance at ringside. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good match, to be fair. What else we got? So we've done that. Probably go for the cruiserweights as well. Yeah. I mean, we pretty much sort of covered everything. We'll give... I don't think... Can Lance talk? I don't think Lance can speak very well. As far as his sort of entertainment stats go. He's good on the mic, but not so much with his sort of charisma. We'll do it. We'll do it. And it can be on DDP. Have DDP be off screen. And again, that's just going to boost these guys in the storyline. They're essentially just going to say that Storm's going to beat DDP. And he pretty much just asked Steen to sort of beat him down a little bit. Make sure he's not going to be as fighting fit come Bash at the Beach. And I think we might do like a triple threat match for the cruiserweights as well. Let's have Jamie Noble, Little Guido, and Mike Sanders. Again, I don't know if we have enough. Yeah, that's a rough one. I don't know if we have enough overness in that one. I think that one's gonna tank it a little bit. But that's perfectly fine. Can Shane Helms speak? He is the Hurricane. I think he can. So let's do that. Shane Helms on the mic. Onto Mike Sanders. Cool. All right, we've essentially got time for one more match, so we might just chuck maybe a 6-man on there. Just have a few guys go over. I mean, we technically haven't used Kurt in a match, Kurt Hennig. I've got any other good heels that I have left off the card? Lance I've left off as well. I mean, Jindrak and Stasiak. Let's do Kurt Hennig, Jindrak and Stasiak. And they can just take on some faces. Let's go for Gold, Bond Mafia, and AJ Styles, pretty much. Sort of the next generation. And we'll give Jindrak the win. Cool, I like it. In fact, that can work the crowd. Alright, what matches do we need? We need a storytelling, a wild brawl, and a high spots match. I'm going to assume that our cruiserweights can probably be the high spots, although Sanders is a no stunts type guy. Interesting. And I think these other three are very much high flyers. I think we'll do it, but I might move it slightly further back in the card. We'll bring that up and that down. Do that instead. Storytelling, we'll go for this one. Actually, this can probably be the Wild Brawl. Not really, it's only a 6-minute match. It's really not supposed to be anything too serious. And this match here can probably be our storytelling. Courageous versus Super Crazy. There we go. All right, that's the show booked. Haven't booked one in a while. I feel like it makes cohesive sense, but it's probably not what I was exactly thinking, maybe apart from the main event. 7 months ago when I originally was booking it. So, yeah, anyway. We'll do a pre-show match as well, quickly. It's a little tag match. Who have we got? Hugh Morris, Johnny the Bull, take on... any tag teams left? Romeo and Skipper. There we go. Perfect. Give them 12 minutes. All right. Cool. All right, let's run it. We start off with a 51 rated pre-show tag team match. We've got Hugh Morris and Johnny the Bull defeating Romeo and Skipper in 11:49 when Johnny the Bull pinned Elix Skipper with a diving spinning leg drop. Good match. Alrighty, we kick the show off with a 6-man tag. Does pretty well, getting us a 58 there. Apparently it's a poor match, but Kurt Hennig and Jindrak and Stasiak defeat AJ Styles and Gold Bond Mafia in 8:10 when Jindrak pinned AJ Styles with a diving clothesline. Yeah, I mean, it's just a thrown together match, essentially just to get these three heels onto the show. We then go into a 56 rated angle, which I thought probably going to be a lot less, considering it's Lance Storm on the mic. But yeah, Lance comes out, essentially says to Kevin, beat DDP down. I want him to be softened up for our match at Bash of the Beach. And of course, Natty Neidhart is essentially a part of Team Canada here in WCW as well. So happy with that. We go into the match, getting a 57 rating. We have DDP defeating Kevin Steen in just under 8 minutes with a diamond cutter. Happy with that. Again, it's sort of doing exactly what we need it to do, just advancing the storyline. And again, you know, Kevin Steen's essentially a part of that storyline, so works out well. Going to a 53 rated angle with Shane Helms and the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight title, Mike Sanders. 53 is pretty good for Shane Helms as well. The triple threat match does really bad, like I thought it was going to do. Unfortunately, we do have Mike Sanders defeating Jamie Noble and Little Guido in 8 minutes when Sanders pinned Noble with a 3.0 and, yeah, 28 rating. Not so good. Sanders with the lowest rating in the match as well. It was the high spots match, so maybe I should have put a little bit more thought into that, but there we go. Anyway, we move on swiftly into a 50 rated angle from Chavo Guerrero Jr. And he goes off script. Enjoyed having the freedom as well. I mean, Chavo's pretty good. It's part of the reason why I'm happy to push him up the card. And yeah, cuts a good promo on Johnny the Bull. And then goes into his match, which gets a 36 against a bit of a opener in Jason Jett. And Chavo defeats him in 5:44 by pinfall with a tornado DDT. Jett sustaining cracked ribs there as well. And we got the good chemistry for our announce team in that one as well. Hopefully that's not a botch. Anyway, we go into a much better rating. We get a 69 here for Rob Van Dam's promo. Of course, he cuts a promo onto Kanyon. He's sort of been doing that recently, saying that he's, a man of the people, a man of America, hence why he wants to become the United States champion and take it from the grips of Kanyon, who doesn't really want to represent the people and doesn't really want to defend his title. Tag team match gets a 68 rating for us, which is very, very good considering these guys are all sort of mid-carders. I would say Awesome, RVD, and Kidman, they're all mid-carders, with Kanyon maybe being an upper mid-carder at this point. But we have Kanyon and Mike Awesome defeating Rob Van Dam and Billy Kidman 7:33 when Kanyon pinned Billy Kidman with a flatliner after a distraction from Torrie Wilson. So yeah, Torrie accidentally distracting Billy Kidman there. Anyway, it's a big loss for RVD. He's sort of had a lot of forward momentum. And again, he was kept strong in this match. But yeah, Kanyon getting the victory there. We then go into sort of a bit of a throwaway match. Again, people that should be on the pre-show. It gets a 41, which is actually not too bad considering the Cruiserweight match got a 28. But we do have Super Crazy defeating Evan Courageous in 8 minutes by pinfall with a moonsault. Very happy to have Super Crazy here. I was a big fan of him in ECW. Even WWE with the Mexicools. We go straight into the next match. Again, part of that sort of tag team title storyline. Gets us a 54 rating, which I'm happy with. And of course, Chuck Palumbo does defeat Jimmy Yang in 7:58 by pinfall with a super kick. One half of our tag team champions there. We go into a three-way promo here. It's pretty much just Buff speaking onto Booker and Hugh Morris, who have all come out for the main event match. And just before the match starts, Buff picks up the microphone and gives us a little promo on why he's the stuff, essentially. 73 rated, not too bad for Buff. Did lose a little bit of heat, but I think that gained heat from the last show, which was Booker and Buff going back and forth on the mic, which was a pretty good rating from what I remember. And the main event does pretty well. We get an 81 rating for the main event. We have Booker T defeating Buff Bagwell in 16:30 by pinfall with the bookend. And then during the match, we had Kurt Hennig run in and attack the world champion Booker T, advancing their storyline. It did lose a little bit of heat, but hopefully we can gain that back with the promo after the match here that Kurt Hennig is about to cut on Booker T. But it does gain a little bit of heat there for Buff's redemption. So that's good for him and Morris. And hopefully we can flick that back up for the world title storyline. Anyway, I'm happy with an 81. It's a very good match rating. Even with the penalty to the poor form for Buff. And we finish things off with an 88 rated angle here to close the go-home show for Bash at the Beach. Booker T, Kurt Hennig, War of Words, number one contender Kurt, world champion Booker T. Yeah, Kurt didn't perform very well. which is unfortunate. Yeah, didn't do very well without a script to follow. And I mean, Booker T is Booker T at this point. He is by far the best that we have. So 88 to finish the show. Should be a good show rating. Oh, it's not. Interesting. Oh, that was low enough. I guess maybe that match at the start might have messed things up. But that's really bad. That's a 46 rated show. And that is me not making sure. And probably a bit of ring rust. And they're all unhappy. That's not good. That's really bad. Okay, we get a 0.80 TV rating, but yeah, all of our network providers are all unhappy with us as a result of that rating. And if you look at our popularity in the regions, first of all, I'll show you the minimum quality. We pretty much need to be getting 50s at a minimum, and we're actually below that. So there for events, 49 there. Oh, so we're 49 for our TV shows, with 50 for the pay-per-views. But like I said, that lost us popularity across 10 regions. And I think we actually went down in Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast, which really sucks because obviously if we want to eventually push up to big size, we definitely need to be getting higher than a 46 rated show. But that's my fault because I did not check our angle length and our matches prior to booking that last 6-man tag match. I think it was fine before that match. I'd have to go back and check through the recording, but I'm pretty sure it was. And then I made that match, and it threw it out of whack. Should have added more angles. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. You know, it's me getting back in the swing of things, and I need to make mistakes again to be able to work out and make sure I book things properly going forward. Anyway, looking forward to the pay-per-view. It's going to be the next episode, episode 10. And I know you guys will join me for it. It's going to be Bash at the Beach. It's going to be very good. You guys can drop a like on this episode. It'd be much appreciated. And I want to see what the support's like. If you guys want me to bring this series back properly, I'm happy to do so. Very much into wrestling at the moment. Obviously, WrestleMania, a month and a half ago. Of course, Backlash as well just happened in France. Very cool. I didn't really catch the whole show, but saw some highlights, saw some matches, saw Tangaloa debuting as well for this weird bloodline storyline that's going on at the moment. I'm enjoying it. And like I said, AEW needs to do better. And I hope that does happen. Anyways, that is it, guys. I'm going to stop rambling and I'll join you guys back for the next episode, Bash at the Beach.